So the topic today is why people get sick. It's quite a big question, right? But what I want to share with you today is basically just the foundation, just to have an overview of what the reason why people get sick. And I think a good way to look at it is to look at how the people die, actually. If we look at the statistic, we can see that the 7 top cause of death are heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune disease, respiratory disease, cancer. You know, all the 7 top causes of death, if you look at it, you can see that they're all lifestyle related. So it's not like it was like 100 years ago where you got an infection and you could just kill the bacteria with antibiotics and be saved and all this. So nowadays the leading cause of death are all lifestyle related. And it's the same for the illnesses. Before dying, we get sick for many years. And, you know, the allopathic medicine have found ways to give us second chances, to balance, to keep the balance artificially, you know, to replace an organ, to bypass an artery. You know, there's all kinds of means that the allopathic medicine found to give us a second chance. But there's no healing really happening. So really to approach healing, if the intention is healing, we really need to have a serious look about what we have a serious look at our lifestyle. And this is also a big term. What does that mean, lifestyle? Lifestyle is like, yeah, it's all we live, but how can we place this into categories so we can approach it consciously and have a look precisely to different things? So, of course, one of the main things that we hear all the time is there's so much that we hear about nutrition, right? So what is about nutrition? You know, we can choose to eat well. We have this option today. We can also choose to get into processed food and all this. But even if we choose to eat well, what is very special nowadays is that we access so much food. We access so much food. We never accessed as much food, never in human history. And at the same time, we've never been as sedentary as we are right now. So we access so much food. We eat 3 meals a day. We sit all day at the office. And we ask the body to process all this. And this is not natural. The body has a very hard time to process all the food we give it. And this is even if we eat well. You know, even if we go into organic, we give the task to the body to digest so much food, to produce all the enzymes that it needs to break down all this food into nutrients. And of course, it can't do it. And if you add on top of this all the artificial, all the extra loads that we've been given to deal with, all the chemicals in food, but also the chemicals in the air, the chemicals in the household products, the chemicals. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You walk bare feet on a clean floor, and actually you're in contact with chemicals. Even the soap we clean our body with, most of the soaps are filled with chemicals. So it's not a task that the body was designed to deal with. So what happens with that? So all those extra loads clog the system. They clog the system. They clog our digestive system. All the food that we ingest that is not digested, part of it gets eliminated, and another part of it accumulates on the lining of the digestive system. The same thing, then it crosses into the bloodstream, and the same thing happens there. There's so much that the body can process, and it clogs the blood vessels, the arteries, and then it goes through the filters like the liver and the kidney, and so much artificial things that the liver is kind of a quality control, a guard at the gate of the bloodstream. So it filters as much as it can, but at some point over the years, it cannot deal with it. It cannot deal with it. It gets completely clogged and allows things that are not supposed to be circulating in our bloodstream. So this is the downfall. When we reach that point, it's really the downfall. There's a lot of things that starts to circulate inside the body that are not supposed to be there. It triggers the immune system. It triggers, all the emergency. The body starts to panic. It overwhelms, and this is a source of stress. We experience it in the nervous system as a source of stress. So, this is one thing. We are overloaded with toxic elements, and we even overloaded with undigested particles that clogs our system. And if you can see our body as different types of tubes, it's tissues, it's all kind of, look at a kitchen, for example. At a kitchen, if you cook oily food, at some point you touch the walls, and it's all getting stained. And it's the same thing inside ourselves. And the more, over time, if we don't take care of it, it starts to clog, and it starts to, we experience it as different types of symptoms. And our medical system at the moment takes care more of the system, not of the symptom, not the root cause of it. So this is where the second part kicks in. This need to detox. This need to at first unclog the system gradually and systematically. We need to follow a certain order to unclog the system, because we need to make sure that everything we're gonna process, that we're gonna strip off, the different types of tubes and the different tissues and organ, everything, because it's quite easy to take substances to strip off, to release the tissue from it. But we need to make sure that these particles, these toxic particles, are channeled out of the body. So this is why we need to follow a certain system, a certain protocol, to assure that all the toxic materials will be channeled outside of the body. So that's why nowadays we hear a lot about the importance of the colon. The colon, in fact, is the sewage system of the body. It really needs to be unclogged. If the colon is not unclogged, if we look at the function of the colon is there to reabsorb the waters, because when we eat, there's a lot of liquids that are blended, digestive fluids that are mixed with, it's made of our liquids, actually, our water inside the body. So it mixes all along throughout the digestive process, and it arrives in the colon. And then if we have a diarrhea, for example, then all this water is released out, is not reabsorbed by the body. So there's a risk of dehydration, right? So the function of the colon is to reabsorb these fluids inside the system. But imagine if the colon is clogged and it's dirty and there's a layer and layers of gunk on the lining, then the water needs to go through this toxic layer and penetrates our body fluids. Again, it triggers the immune system constantly, and it weakens the system. Okay, because if everything is clean inside, it doesn't require this constant fight from the immune system. So it's very important, and someone who would cleanse their colon, they would notice very rapidly a change, a positive change. This is a feeling we can experiment if someone had any colon hydrotherapy, for example, or do enemas occasionally. You can feel this benefit, instant benefit almost. But there's also this upstream part, which is the small intestine. The small intestine is completely different. The small intestine is part of the same continuity of two, but the function is completely different. This is where the absorption of the nutrients. This is where the connection between the outside, because the inside of our digestive system is still considered to be the outside of the body. It means we take the food is in, but it's not inside our system yet. It needs to be processed, and it needs to be broken down into nutrients, and then it crosses this lining through the villi. If you look at you can Google that and check what the small intestine looks like. It looks like a shaggy rug, right? It has some little hair. It looks like hair inside, like it has a depth. So through the villi, the nutrients go through and penetrate the bloodstream. And there it goes. It goes through the filters and and feed our cells. So when the small intestine is clogged, the small intestine blocks the absorption of nutrient into the bloodstream. So this is another type of problem. So then we start to experience either cravings. That can be a symptom. We have constant craving for sugar, for oily stuff, or salty food. These are all symptoms that actually the body is calling for a certain type of nutrient, because it's not absorbed inside the body because of this clogging, this layers that prevent the nutrients to cross the bloodstream, to cross into the bloodstream. So it's very important to start, because we need energy. The body can do so much for ourselves to maintain the balance. It's constantly working for us to maintain our balance. But if we don't have this cellular nutrition to achieve that, the body gets weak and it cannot perform. It doesn't perform properly. So to cleanse right in the beginning of a healing process is very important. also to cleanse the small intestine, to remove all the layers that prevent the nutrient to cross. And then immediately again, we will start noticing another progress, less cravings, and more energy that will come, because the cells will be better nourished, actually. Okay, so and then it goes on. It goes on like this, and then it penetrates the blood, and I could go on and on to explain how important it is to cleanse the body, so it doesn't need to work through. Right? Clogged arteries make the heart work harder. The clogging of the liver makes them allows particles that are not supposed to be there in the bloodstream, and triggers the immune system. And this is a very important root cause of autoimmune disease nowadays. And it goes on through the filter. So we need to go through every single step to detox. So this is a long process, and this is something that is not a one-shot deal. We just need to do it. We just need to do it. And the cleaner the body is, the more the ease, the better the body will serve us. It's programmed. We don't need to play doctor at all. The body is programmed to keep us balanced. So already, by detoxing, by declogging the system, and by nourishing it properly, then they will have an amazing improvement to our overall health. There's a lot of symptoms that you may experience, and then you think it's this or you think it's that, and but just by cleansing, you will notice that there's a lot of little symptoms here and there that you thought that were separate, they didn't have a link between each other, that will disappear all at the same time. So we have the nutrition, we have the detox. And this is a constant thing. It's not a one-shot deal, and it's not like a twice-a-year thing. Well, we can start like this. We can definitely explore, and this is with the means that we had in the past. We had no choice to do it this way, because we had to stop everything. We had to fast, to water fast. We had to, really reduce our activities in order to do that. So we were giving some shots. We were giving some blast of detox a few times a year, and then going back to our life. Right now with the enzymes, it's really a revolution happening, because on a daily basis we can ingest, we can have inject in the body compounds called enzymes, which can be compared to little Pac-Mans, who will come as support for the system, okay, that will remove a load on your system, and will be able on a daily basis to pursue, to deepen the cleansing all the way down to the cells. So finally, the cells can be clean and can be open to receive the nutrients and serve us with their maximum power, right? So we have these two, nutrition and detox, but that's not it. That's not it. There's four pillars. There's four pillars to a healthy lifestyle. The third one is exercising. Exercising, the body is not designed to sit on a chair or on a sofa all day long before lying down on a bed for 8 hours. This is clogging also the natural sewage system of the body, which is one of them is the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is the sewage system of the blood, and it doesn't have a pump on its own. Right? So it requires movement. It requires movement to move the toxins, and it's one of its main means of excretion is through the sweat, okay, and urine. So that comes, just a little anecdote here is, it's unbelievable how much we can accumulate, how much gunk we can accumulate in the bloodstream over a lifetime. Let's say someone who doesn't exercise, I will just take the worst case scenario here. Someone can accumulate between 5 to 10% of their body weight just in gunk into the bloodstream. Okay, we don't have only veins and arteries. We have, small veins and capillaries. There's kilometers of blood vessels. Anywhere you poke yourself, there's a little drop of blood. That means that there's some blood reaching out to that place. And when these blocks, and then that's where we start losing. We lose our sensitivity. We start losing the good functioning of the organs or the limbs that are in that area. So just sitting all day long on a chair in an office or wherever it is, just this sedentary life blocks this important need that the blood has to reach out. We need to exercise, we need to sweat, we need to pump the blood all over, okay? And I'm not saying that everyone should just sign up, for a jogging club or a bicycle or any hardcore thing, but the body is designed to move daily. I'm sure that it can be scary for some people. Some people will say, okay, I'll start and I will exercise twice a week or something like that. Yes, it can be a start, but you keep in mind that sooner or later you want to get into a daily. This is a daily nourishment. This is a daily nourishment for the body. It will allow the blood and its nutrients to reach out every single parts of your body, and allow every single parts to be nourished by the nutrients, the good nutrients that you have absorbed. So this is very important. It's kind of a distribution system, right? We have the network through the bloodstream, but the vehicle, and the speed and the efficiency of the distribution will be highly increased by adding some exercise. Makes sense, don't you think? It's a necessity, and this is only one aspect. Other aspect, and I'm talking about the joints. All this, the joints is a curve, it's an angle, it's a part where toxins accumulate. So it's very important that you move, you use your body. You will strengthen your bone, you will help your overall system by doing so. So as you realize these things, I don't want you to panic or to say, "Oh my God, there's so much to do. I've never been a person who exercised in my life," or "Oh, it's not my favorite." Just go walk your dog. Just choose also, in order to persevere into exercising, you really need to find an exercise that you like. I'm not saying to sign up into a yoga school. If you don't like yoga, you just do something else. You know, if you try to wrap this element of your life, this movement, in a way that you like it. If it's to walk your dog, if it's to walk in a park, if it's to, you know, to climb a mountain, if it's to, whatever it is, it really doesn't matter, because what's important is that you find something that is related to your personality, that you like. This is what is important, because as you do that, you will find a pleasure to do it. And trust me, if you start exercising very rapidly, yeah, at first you're going to have to push it. Oh my God, it's like schedule, I got to do it, and I'm okay, I'm going, and you're going to feel that you need to push it. But at some point, it's the opposite that's going to happen. You're going to start feeling the benefits, and you're going to start liking it, and you're going to start looking forward to it. Yeah? So this is a very important element. Keep in mind that it's about pumping the blood, okay? And also sweating a little bit, okay? Getting out of breath, okay? When you get out of breath, I'm not saying, you know, don't go for a heart attack, just get out of breath a little bit. That means that your heart is pumping a little stronger, and it's pushing the blood in all extremities. And you get hot, right? When you do exercise, that's because the blood reach to those places in your body. So this is very, very important. And this, if it's combined with a good nutrition, and it's combined with a proper detox, so the nutrients can really go to reach the cells. And before reaching the cells, they're going to repair, they're going to fix the body too. Yeah? There's always this process of cleansing and repairing and then feeding. And that's how it goes. It's just a natural process. You don't even need to think about it, especially if you work with enzyme. If the enzyme are there and there's something to digest, they will digest it. If there's nothing to digest, they're going to fix if there's any repair to be done. If there's nothing to repair, they're going to reach the target and feed the cell. So you don't need to think about it, and that's the beauty of it. So we have detox, we have nutrition, and we have exercise. There's a fourth one, you know, and most likely if you did the three previous one, the fourth one should not be too hard to resolve. And the fourth one is stress management. Okay, I call it stress management because it's wide, but this can include what we call emotional issues. If you have anxiety, if you have, you know, whatever, whatever emotion, depression, you know, feeling down, feeling discouraged, you know, all these emotional burden that we carry. Oftentimes, you know, when the alarm clock rings in the morning, then we step into this shield of emotion, this armor of emotion that we feel stuck with it. Tell you, this is the emotions are oftentimes the flip side of a physical burden. So if you add detox, you have a good nutrition, and I'm not asking you to be perfect or to worry if you're not perfect, okay, but walk in that direction. And you had exercises. A lot of these issues may already be resolved. So if not, Okay, it's possible that there are things that are there that are clogged and that are, that we carry within. Then it's important to address it, to really complete this healing that is not only physical but it's emotional and mental, that will lead you towards happiness, which is our ultimate human quest. So it's important to address it. And also, along the process of detox, it's possible that these issues become highlighted, that you just feel them more, it comes to the surface. So it's important to get some tools, some support, either from in a psychotherapy where you can voice, or circles where you can verbalize what you're experiencing, so you can share it. You're not stuck with it, and you can see it. As soon as you become conscious of something and you can verbalize it, it always reduce the amount of suffering that it normally brings. So this is one mean. If you can also, I don't know, I'm giving you like examples or suggestions. If you can start learning a meditation technique, something that will allow you to focus on your body sensations, on your being able to observe yourself, observe what's happening into your nervous system. That will help you. I call this like stepping in my spirit shoes. Okay, so I can just step back and look what is happening into my nervous system, instead of getting stuck in it and building stories which reinforce it. Because we say that, okay, if you understand why you're anxious, why you're constantly angry, why you constantly live with resentment, it doesn't remove the resentment, right? It's like you just, actually you can even reinforce it, because now you know why, and then you can reinforce it. So I think that there's an important step. There's nothing wrong to understand where it may come from, but I think it's important to allow these emotion, energy in motion. So that means allowing this energy staying in motion. Because the problem is not emotion, the problem is no motion. When the feeling that we have is so strong that we say no, and then we block the movement. This is where the downfall and the crystallization of these emotions start, and it becomes like chronic. So there's a way out. There's always a way out, and to step out and to be able to observe that. You allow it. It's a little bit like when you look through a window at a storm, You're there and you're comfortable into your room, and you look at the storm and you have philosophy, right? You just look at the storm and you say, oh yeah, long time didn't rain. It's going to be good for the soil. Long time, all the wind. Look at those leaves, dead leaves, just clearing the trees. We have a lot of philosophy around this. But it's difficult for us when this storm happens inside, and we forget that we are nature, that we are part of nature, and that these movement of energy have a function. They are there to serve. They are there to restore balance in our system. And if we step out of the way, if we don't make dramatic stories around it, it moves. The energy keeps in motion and transform. So all this concern everyone. We're all into this together. It's like we all have this. So you don't have a tool to face your emotion, it will be very important, because everything you feel will have an impact on your physiology as well. Everything you think will have an impact on your physiology. If you're anxious, you contract, you affect the blood system, the circulation, and all this. Your blood pressure may increase. You know, your nutrition. You know, even the healing part, the parts that needs to be healed. If you worry about it and you create contraction, it's counterproductive, right? What we need is to relax, to allow the blood to circulate in that area. We need to relax and trust the system, support the system, smile to whatever is happening, to allow this natural healing to happen. So I think that it's enough information for now. I think that I will go live more often from now on. And just remember those 4 pillars. Those 4 pillars of health, which is detox, crucial, impossible to avoid. We need to unclog. We do that to our cars religiously twice a year, and for years we never did that to our body. Of course, our body has a natural system, but with the load we're confronted nowadays, it's not enough. It needs support. It needs support. It needs a little hand to be able to get over the whole load that is confronted. So detox, nutrition, you know, this is the upstream. You know, if you want to detox, try to have an input that doesn't load you with more toxins. So we cannot change everything in one day. It takes time, but you know, walk in that direction. Try to eat as close as possible to nature. Everything that is natural, less chemical in it, less processed, no medicine, and also nature will bring you some fibers. Fibers are the broomers of the system. If you get into processed food, this is actually firing all the broomers from the God-given food. Okay, so this is what oftentimes the process of flour or whatever is oftentimes removing these broomers. So try to eat as close as possible to nature. If you think it's too expensive to eat organic, well, add in the equation all the cost it will have if it leads you to if bad eating guides you towards sickness. You will see that it's not investing into good food, into a good cleansing process. You know, you will see that it's not so expensive. So detox, nutrition, exercising, something you like. Okay, find something you like, do it daily until you're excited about doing it. Okay, do it, engage your friends in it, whatever. This is very important. And manage your emotion. Don't try to fight your emotions. Embrace your emotion. Allow the emotion, allow the energy motion. Work with the flow. Allow the flow of whatever is. It will transform by itself. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. So maybe I can have a look. If there's any question, we can take a few minutes to have a look. I tell you, I don't have much experience with this. It's my first live ever. And yeah, I think I was not too annoyed. Kind of imagined you all there, all along. So, what? Okay, so there's a question here. about what are the new cleanses that will be coming, because we created, I don't know if you all went to the website, you know, the thing that is very important for ZENCLEANZ is to bring, okay, good products, of course, but also a system, something that is can be like intelligible, something that we can easily follow, 1, 2, 3, 4, so we don't need to get into complex method. And also nowadays we hear so much about detox, which is a good thing. I'm very happy that it came to that point. But we're a little bit all over the place, you know, we're in heavy metal and parasites, and we just all over the place, and we just shoot like mad shooters about detox. So we're bringing a system that you can follow. Don't rush through detox, okay? Don't rush, just keep walking, just keep walking. So right now we have the intestinal cleanse, which is the first thing I would say, along with the liver. Okay, these two are actually part of the all digestive system together. It's it's the core. It cannot go any further until these ones are really clean. And then the other part is the lungs, because there's two things. It's like there's the digestive tract, this is food, and the other food is the oxygen that we're taking. So these are the two main entrants of external natural energy, including the skin, which is part of the lungs actually. So this is the lung is coming very shortly, and then we keep going. We're gonna go with the lymphatic system and blood, which is another excretory organ, right? The lymphatic system. So that is the one that will come after the lung and shortly after the lungs. We have 4 new cleanses that are coming quite quickly. Because of COVID, I've been delayed to produce them and store them mainly. So we will not wait. We will bring like the lung are coming, lung cleanse, blood and lymph. Then after that it will be kidneys will be coming, and the nervous system, heavy metal. This is where we're gonna kick it, but we will start addressing, we already started addressing the heavy metals in the digestive tract with the digestive with the intestinal cleanse and liver cleanse. But we don't call it like this, you know, we cannot make the list of how enzymes work. They work all over the place, as everywhere they go. But we will have something that will be more focused on the digestive, on the heavy metal, and then deep tissues and cellular nutrition. So it will have like, it will be a 8-step protocol or map to follow, that ultimately, you know, we're going to be able to play. We have beautiful projects about this to support you through this, like online retreats and having seasons for different organs where you can come and meet us online, and we can answer your questions, support you, and you know, all these kind of things. So yes, 8 steps. Right now we have only 2, and cellular nutrition, we have a series of bottles that are amazing. We can talk about it in further lives and podcasts. But yeah, so we have these coming. So anything else? Anything else I can, any other questions? There's this question about the liquid enzyme, if we can take this on a daily basis. Yes, that's the point. That's the point. And that's why we care about our design. Okay, it's like, if it was just about healing and just occasionally, we would not care so much about the labels. But we create like beautiful packaging, I think, and labels so you can just leave them there, hang and live with your enzyme. Leave them in the living room, on the whatever coffee table, everywhere, and take it. Just live with them, share with friends at home. That's what I do. It's like my enzymes are just there on the shelf, and there's some moment that I just make a picture and throw like 100 ml in the pitcher, and we share that. So just live with the enzymes. Of course, if you have, we will get there into further, because we have different bottles, and it's not about the taste. Of course, they taste different, but the different ingredients and the different compounds have different powers as well. But it doesn't matter. Right now, everything that we have is a balance. Is not about addressing someone, who would be apathetic and no energy and all this, Everything is balanced, so everyone can take at the moment. There's no contraindication. So it's all, you can live with your bottles around. Yeah, can have one on your office desk, for example. What would I recommend for the first time with ZenCleanZ is, yes, the intestinal cleanse, definitely. And if you have like inflammatory issue in the digestive system, maybe you should start with the liquid to reduce the inflammation. The micellar, for example, it's very good to reduce the inflammation. You heal that. Otherwise, you just ingest the ZenCleanZ 1, the intestinal cleanse, and there's a lot of fiber that may irritate you, but it's very, it's like you need to have inflammation inside the digestive tract, and an acute inflammatory issue of the digestive tract. Otherwise, you start like this. So, I think that's it. For today. Great to be here. I think I overcame the fear of the white wall, so I should be fine again for next time. Very shortly, we'll announce it on Instagram. Okay, thank you for being there.